Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The buzz that's been swirling around league circles is starting to sound louder, deeper, and a whole lot more serious. Because when people whisper that Quinnen Williams is about to command the heart of a defense in Las Vegas, they're not saying it lightly. The story going around is that this is not just another star changing uniforms, but a foundational move that reshapes how the Raiders want to be seen. Quinnen Williams, known for collapsing pockets from the inside and dictating protection schemes before the ball, is even snapped, fits perfectly into the idea of dominance through the middle. Insiders describe closed doors, long conversations, and a shared vision where the defensive line becomes the personality of the team. The phrase being repeated is that the deal is essentially done, even if the ink hasn't officially dried. This isn't about headlines for one night, but about sending a message that Las Vegas wants to bully opponents at the line of scrimmage. Williams is being talked about as the kind of interior force that makes edge rushers better, linebackers cleaner, and defensive backs braver. The rumor mill suggests that the Raiders see him as the centerpiece, the tone setter, the player who walks into the locker room and instantly changes expectations. When a team builds from the inside out, it's usually a sign they believe they are close, and all signs point to this move being about belief as much as talent. What makes this speculation feel different is how consistently the same details keep popping up from different corners of the football world. People close to the situation say Quinnen Williams was intrigued by the idea of being more than just a great player, but becoming the face of a defensive revival. Las Vegas, with its bright lights and even brighter ambitions, offers a stage that matches his personality and his prime. The chatter suggests that coaches pitched him on freedom, on schemes designed to let him attack rather than react, and on a role where his voice would matter as much as his hands. There's talk of leadership meetings, of film sessions where his input was actively sought, and of a mutual understanding that this was not a short-term fling. The Raiders reportedly emphasized legacy, painting a picture of Williams anchoring the defense for years, becoming synonymous with the franchise's next era. In these rumors, money is mentioned only in hushed, general terms, described as massive, respectful, and reflective of elite status, but never as the sole motivation. What keeps coming back is the idea of control of the middle, of owning the trenches, and of forcing offenses to adjust their entire game plan around one man. If even half of what's being whispered is true, this move isn't just about filling a position, it's about redefining an identity that has been searching for consistency. Another layer to this rumor is how opposing teams are already reacting in private conversations, as if they believe the move is inevitable. Scouts and executives are said to be discussing how a Quinnen Williams-led interior changes matchups across the division. The Raiders have long been associated with aggressive personalities and intimidating defenses, and the speculation is that this signing is meant to revive that reputation in a modern way. Williams is not just powerful, but quick, smart, and relentless, which fits perfectly with a league that values disruption over size alone. People who study film for a living reportedly say that his presence forces offenses into uncomfortable choices, like double teams that open lanes elsewhere or quick throws that limit explosive plays. The rumor narrative paints Las Vegas as a team that finally decided to invest heavily in certainty rather than potential. Williams represents a known quantity, a proven disruptor, and someone whose prime years align with the Raiders' competitive window. The idea being floated is that this was a targeted move, planned far in advance, and executed quietly to avoid unnecessary noise. When a player of this caliber is linked so strongly to one destination, it often means the groundwork was laid long before fans ever caught a scent of the story. There's also speculation about how this move could ripple through the locker room, especially among younger defenders looking for a blueprint on how to prepare and perform. Quinnen Williams has a reputation, according to these whispers, for setting standards in practice and demanding accountability without needing to shout. The Raiders are rumored to believe that kind of leadership cannot be taught through playbooks alone. By placing him at the heart of the defense, they're supposedly hoping his habits become contagious. The story goes that coaches see him as an extension of the staff on the field, someone who understands adjustments and can communicate them in real time. This kind of trust is rare, and it's why the rumors frame this agreement as a partnership rather than a transaction. There's even talk that offensive players within the organization are excited about facing him in practice, believing it will raise their own level. In this speculative narrative, Williams isn't just arriving to do his job, but to elevate everyone around him. Las Vegas has been searching for that gravitational presence, and the belief is that they finally found it in a player who thrives in chaos and creates it for opponents. As the speculation grows, fans are starting to imagine what this means on the field, even without concrete details. The idea of Quinnen Williams commanding the middle brings visions of collapsing pockets, hurried throws, and frustrated quarterbacks. Rumors say the defensive scheme is being subtly reshaped to maximize his impact, with more aggressive fronts and creative alignments designed to isolate him against guards who simply cannot match his combination of strength and speed. This is being framed as a chess move, not a checkers one, where the Raiders force offenses to reveal their intentions early. There's also chatter about how this move could attract other veterans, players who want to be part of a defense built around a dominant interior presence. In this sense, Williams becomes a recruiting tool as much as a star. The narrative suggests Las Vegas is thinking long-term, understanding that championships often start with winning the battle in the trenches. Even as official channels stay silent, the consistency of these rumors makes it feel like the league is bracing for an announcement rather than questioning its possibility. By the time these whispers reach the broader public, they carry the weight of inevitability. The story being told is that Quinnen Williams and the Raiders found common ground not just in numbers or roles, but in philosophy. Both sides reportedly see defense as the foundation of sustainable success, and both believe the interior is where games are truly controlled. This is why the phrase commanding the middle keeps surfacing, as if it's more than a football concept and closer to a mission statement. While nothing is officially confirmed, the confidence in these rumors suggests that this agreement is less about if and more about when. For fans, analysts, and rivals alike, the idea of Williams in silver and black is starting to feel real enough to prepare for. And if this speculation holds true, Las Vegas may have just secured the kind of player who doesn't just fill a gap, but defines an era. The second wave of speculation dives even deeper into what Quinnen Williams' arrival could symbolize for the Raiders beyond the chalkboard and the stat sheet. There's a growing belief among insiders that this move represents a philosophical shift, a declaration that the franchise wants to win ugly when necessary and dominate physically when possible. Williams, according to the whispers, embodies that mindset perfectly. He is described as a player who enjoys the grind, who takes pride in winning one-on-one battles that don't always show up in highlight reels, but change games quietly. The Raiders are rumored to have sold him on the idea that greatness is built in those unseen moments, enforcing offenses into second and third options before the play even develops. This narrative paints a picture of alignment, of a team and a player meeting at the same crossroads in their ambitions. The speculation suggests that both sides were looking for something more meaningful than a temporary boost, aiming instead for a shared journey toward relevance and respect. In this telling, Williams isn't chasing a market, and the Raiders aren't chasing a name. They're chasing a standard. Another intriguing element of the rumor mill is how it frames the timing of this supposed agreement. People close to league dynamics suggest that Las Vegas moved with intention, striking when the opportunity felt right and when their internal evaluation pointed to readiness. The idea is that this wasn't a reactionary move, but the final piece of a puzzle that had been coming together quietly. Quinnen Williams is rumored to have been patient, listening, weighing options, and ultimately gravitating toward the organization that offered clarity. That clarity, according to speculation, came in the form of a defined role and a clear path to impact. The Raiders are said to have emphasized how much they value interior pressure in today's game. where quick decisions and disrupted timing can neutralize even the most explosive offenses. In these whispers, Williams saw a chance to maximize his influence, not just by racking up personal accolades, but by shaping outcomes. The mutual respect described in these stories gives the impression of a deal built on trust rather than urgency. The speculation also touches on the broader cultural impact within the Raiders organization. Quinnen Williams is rumored to be viewed as a culture carrier, someone whose work ethic and consistency could anchor a locker room that has experienced its share of transitions. The narrative suggests that management believes stability starts with players who show up the same way every day, regardless of circumstances. Williams' reputation for preparation and professionalism is said to have resonated deeply during discussions. There's talk of him being empowered to speak up, to hold teammates accountable, and to influence how younger players approach their craft. This is framed not as a burden, but as an opportunity, one that Williams reportedly embraced. In this speculative world, the Raiders aren't just adding talent. They're adding a reference point, a living example of what it means to be elite at the professional level. That kind of presence can subtly transform expectations, raising the floor of an entire unit. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. From a tactical standpoint, the rumors paint an exciting, almost cinematic picture of how this could unfold on the field. Quinnen Williams commanding double teams, freeing others to attack, and forcing offenses into predictable patterns is a recurring theme. Analysts in these whispers describe him as the gravitational center of the defense, the player everything revolves around. The Raiders are said to envision a unit that dictates tempo, where opponents feel pressure even on plays that don't result in sacks or tackles for loss. This constant stress, according to the speculation, is what breaks game plans over time. Williams' ability to push the pocket is described as the key to unlocking more aggressive coverage schemes behind him. In this telling, the defense becomes layered, with each level benefiting from the chaos created up front. The idea isn't about flashy numbers, but about control, about forcing mistakes through sustained discomfort. There is also an emotional component to this rumor that shouldn't be overlooked. Las Vegas, with its unique energy and identity, is portrayed as a place where a player like Quinnen Williams could fully express himself. The speculation suggests that he was drawn to the intensity, the expectations, and the opportunity to help write a new chapter. The Raiders' pitch, as it's rumored, leaned heavily on purpose, on the chance to be remembered as a cornerstone rather than a contributor. This kind of appeal can be powerful for a player entering the heart of his career, someone who has already proven himself and is now looking for meaning alongside success. The whispers imply that Williams saw Las Vegas not as a risk, but as a canvas, a place where his impact could be felt immediately and remembered long after. As these rumors continue to circulate, they carry an air of confidence that's hard to ignore. The story being told is cohesive, detailed, and repeated with slight variations, which often happens when there's truth beneath the surface. Quinnen Williams commanding the middle in Las Vegas is starting to sound less like a wild idea and more like an accepted future. While official confirmation remains absent, the league appears to be adjusting its expectations as if the move is already reality. If this speculation proves accurate, the Raiders will have secured not just a dominant interior defender, but a symbol of their intent. And for Williams, the whispers suggest he's ready to embrace the responsibility, to step into a role where every snap matters and every opponent knows exactly where the battle begins. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.